be illegal, and any NGO that's throwing funds to these kinds of organizations needs to be investigated and put out of business. You know, we have a famous community organizer in Barack Obama who back in his younger days would probably be in this Charlotte church. This is exactly what you think a moron would look like. Exactly. I mean, if this lady in this blue vest shows up at your Thanksgiving dinner, leave.
In the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, organizers and community members were already doing on-the-ground work in preparation even before Trump's latest attack started on that city over this weekend. A local immigrant rights group called Siembra NC, Siembra, North Carolina, started a project they call Defend and Recruit in Charlotte. They've published guides, they've published videos for what to do if federal immigration agents show up on your block or in your community. They've made posters for people to put on their doors. I got to say, this is my personal favorite. It's in the style of those live, laugh, love signs. You'd see it like cute. Home Goods or whatever.
Adorable.
Look what it says. In this house, we live like there's room for everyone. We laugh at least once a day, and we love a judicial warrant. If you are a federal agent, you must present a signed warrant to enter. That is very well done. Tonight, the group behind those resources held a community training at a local church in Charlotte. MS Now's Jacob Soboroff was there. And got to look at the turnout. Look at this. Not a single empty seat in this church tonight.
Listen, what you're seeing is the left, and it's not your grandma's Democrat Party. This is the extreme progressive left that is putting the quote-unquote rights or safety of illegal aliens ahead of American citizens, and they're training American citizens on how to respond to the ICE raid. In this instance, this is Operation Charlotte's Web in North Carolina. This should be illegal, and any NGO that's throwing funds to these kinds of organizations needs to be investigated and put out of business, because ultimately interfering with federal operations and agents who are enforcing federal law is illegal. But not according to Rachel Maddow. She actually thinks it's really cute. And you're going to see here that she, of course, supports it. She wants to see more because this is activism, right? This is community organizer stuff. Well, you know, we have a famous community organizer in Barack Obama who back in his younger days would probably be in this Charlotte church leading the training. Let's see what they have to say, because it only gets worse.
On a Monday night, over 300 people showing up to learn what they can do to try to protect their community from Trump's agents, who again started their attack on Charlotte this weekend. People tonight did.
Just again, listen to the words that Rachel Maddow's using. These are Trump's agents, right? These aren't American federal agents. These are Trump's agents. And protecting your community. What Trump is trying to do with Tom Homan and Kristi Noem is to protect your community, right? And to get illegal folks off of the payroll, off of the taxpayer dole, out of these communities and back to the countries that they came from before they invaded America. But not according to Rachel Maddow. She thinks it's cute.
Role-playing exercises, talking about how to conduct safety patrols in your own neighborhood, how to react if you see Trump's masked agents beating people up or snatching people.
I mean, they do. I mean, if you look at these people, this is exactly what you think a moron would look like. Exactly. I mean, if this lady in this blue vest shows up at your Thanksgiving dinner, leave. This is just pure comedy when you see what these white liberal women are standing up for. Right? When you look at the arrest records and some of the people that they've actually been pulling off of the streets of Charlotte, these have been serial rapists, predators, murderers, repeat offenders with DWI and aggravated assault. But I guess that doesn't bother, you know, the old gray hair blue vest here. Doesn't bother at all. She'll just blow her whistle and impede federal agents' efforts in trying to protect her community.
Off the streets. Jacob spoke to one of the organizers tonight, a pastor from a nearby town, about what it's like to see his community show up like this.
How does it make you feel to know that all these people showed up on a Monday night and you got many more of these to do?
Yeah, it makes me grateful and reminds me how much our community loves each other, and our community wants to support. That people don't come out on Monday nights, right, to anything, and so that people are showing up right now and spending their valuable time to learn how to care for each other and protect each other. I don't even have words for it.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, outside of what the pastor was saying. He's wearing traditional Catholic garb. He's got actually a wedding band on, right? So you see what side of the spectrum this pastor is falling on and how he would interpret the gospel. It's really sad, folks. It's really sad. This is the state of the the union that we're actually passing to our progeny and our children, and this is it's where things are.
Joining us now from Charlotte, North Carolina, is Jacob Soboroff, senior national correspondent for MS Now. Jacob, I'm so glad you were able to get to this tonight. What can you tell us about the event that you were at and what you saw?
Rachel, it was exciting and it was inspiring here at the church tonight in Charlotte in a very, very dark time. There were, as you saw in the video, hundreds of people here on a Monday night when they could be doing just about anything else. And I think it's fair to say, based on some unofficial counts that I've heard from sources here in Charlotte, that may be as many people in this church tonight. And there were 4 other trainings. Others have been scheduled here in North Carolina as federal agents on the ground conducting these operations. And Siembra has been in existence for a long time, since 2017. They have been preparing for this moment since the first Trump administration. But it was only now, with these community meetings already planned, and then the Border Patrol and ICE showed up, that they're really able to sort of effectuate all of this. And it isn't just kumbaya and holding hands.
Right.
Some of the people that have been inside have already been to some of the trainings. And one woman, Jenny, I want to show you this. She told me that these trainings are not only for people to stand up and resist, but they actually work. They're protecting their fellow residents here. Watch this.
What's the most important thing that you've taken away from being at these trainings and actually being out in the field?
Doesn't Jenny look exactly how you would think? I mean, this is Jenny, right? Veteran at impeding federal efforts and illegal activities and propagating them. I mean, this is Jenny.
In the face of the Border Patrol being here?
I think obviously watching someone literally being detained, but I felt like our presence and the way that the rest of the folks in the parking lot at the grocery store where we were located, the community coming together prevented that from being executed. They let him go.
They let him go. They let him go.
They let him go because there's a reasonable chance that he didn't have a criminal record, because who they are targeting with Charlotte's Web specifically are illegal aliens with a criminal record. Jenny doesn't care about that, and actually she's going to take advantage of that effort by the agents and take a victory lap. Meanwhile, since 2001, we've had 10 million plus illegal aliens come over Joe Biden's border, and this has costed federal tax payers over $3 billion annually. But Jenny doesn't care about that. She's more interested in going and, again, impeding federal agents in their efforts and trying to make Charlotte safe. And this is a repeat offender, if you will, with Jenny, going back to multiple classes to get some remedial training on basically how to get arrested if she breaks federal law and impeding the efforts.
Rachel, it's all very practical. I mean, in that case, Jenny, this teacher said they let someone go when the Siembra volunteers.
This teacher. It only gets worse.
Showed up to one of these raids. They hand out flyers like this to say what to do if you're detained. And I think, perhaps most importantly, like you said, they are learning from the other cities. And it's not just all doom and gloom. They even were teaching the people that were inside this church tonight songs to sing, This Little Light of Mine, I'm going to let it shine, when they show up to protect the people of this community so it doesn't get violent, so it doesn't get adversarial, so it stays positive and uplifting in a moment that's really hard for so many people here.
Just think about this. Is this what should really be happening within feet of that altar? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about Rachel Maddow and our On the Beat reporter going to this church in Charlotte where they have hundreds in attendance on a Monday night to learn how to impede federal agents and trying to make Charlotte safe. Do you agree with what they're doing? Are you friends with Jenny here, the teacher of? And by the way, if you were paying attention there, she's not a teacher of these classes. She was a student of these classes. She's actually a teacher by profession. Very scary. So, do you agree with Rachel Maddow, or do you agree with Donald Trump in trying to get these illegal aliens off the streets that have criminal records and make Charlotte safe again? You agree with that? I recall, I mean, again, I'm not the smartest person, but I recall there's a landslide victory just, 14 months ago for Donald Trump to do just this. But not according to Jenny and not according to this gray hair in the blue vest. I mean, again, just look at this is exactly how you would expect these attendees to look like. Let me know your thoughts. And if you don't subscribe yet to America First Alerts, please do so. We have more stories just like this that support Donald Trump's agenda and our America First principles.